Right, welcome back to Childers Road Reserve, the home of football here in Gisborne for Waikanae Beach Top 10 Holiday Park. Gisborne Thistle versus Turbine Residential Palmerston North End, playing in the black with the baby blue sleeves in a left to right direction. Feels like just last week that we were sitting in a similar position bringing you the coverage here, and it was Sunday. It was a tidy, if not enthralling 4-0 win to Gisborne Thistle over Levin. And the big news in the Federation League this weekend is on the Friday night fixture, Whanganui Athletic beating Palmerston North Marist, which means that Gisborne Thistle still have that second place available with 2 wins in the league today and next week away to Havelock North Wanderers, who can win the league by beating Levin today. On the pitch here now, we've got Palmerston North End in possession. It's Crispin Moore at the back there, looking for Joey Thomas playing left back. North End made the trip up this morning in the bus, and assuming they'll make the trip back tonight, unless they're planning on a big night in the town here in Gisborne, any local venue sponsors that want to get on board, they could head to Neighbourhood Pizzeria perhaps for a lovely meal and a bit of the local stuff on tap. Jacob Cranston bring the ball down the right-hand side, but it's picked up by Zarate. Kuba Yedabek back into the side today. Still running raffles, raising money for the Cancer Society, but doubling up as a left-back for Gisborne Thistle today, which is a position that he made his own for many years prior to now. Looks like I could have the chance to be joined by co-commentator Matt Adams, but I think he'll just chirp away in the background, just quietly. So if you hear any animated suppositions from the man himself, that's him. North End dangerous in the box here. McDermott on his left foot, and he's put North End up 1-0. So it's Thistle who are going to have to make up the deficit early doors here in the opening minutes of the fixture. McDermott totally free in the box, picks that one up, shoves it onto his left and puts it in Mitchell Stewart-Hill's bottom left-hand corner. So it's the visitors straight off the bus who have plenty of energy in their legs. And Thistle are going to have to pull themselves together here. Not something that they would have been expecting from the 6th place Palmerston North End, and that's where they'll stay. Currently 7 points off 5th place, so only pride to play for, and I suppose the end table seeing them finish within touching distance of that top 5. Veneman now playing on the right of a centre-back 3 today for Thistle. Sharing around there with Lucian Armstrong playing wide on the left, one of North End's biggest goal threats. Nathan Cooksley, the dreadlocked figure, playing up front, of course, their top scorer this season. Or most seasons, I should say. This season it's Armstrong on 8, Cooksley breathing down his neck. Has a go from distance here, the man we're talking about. It's blocked by Batarita. Straight out of preschool, 4 years old today under Batarita, but it's Zarate on the attack now. Looking to take on Moore, who's got enough of that for his captain Patrick Smither to clear. One stayed in for Yedabek, who holds possession. Has Gonzalo Brunelli behind him. Sporforth now, jostling out on his right-hand side. Will receive with a little bit of time. Tries to slip land, but it's bounced to Jimmy the Gazelle Summerton. And now for Josling on his left foot, and Zarate looking to finish from 15 yards, but he's gone over the crossbar. So it's a goal kick for Palmerston North End. That's David Luke in goal for them. Palmerston North Marist man for many years. He's made his home at North End recently. As he heads into his goalkeeping prime, you'd be sure to say, in that late 30s. It's where they do their best work. No other example of that than Gisborne Thistle's Mark Baple. Cooks are clever on that one. Has the flick for Armstrong. Scott McDermott again, but it's been cut out by that back three of Thistle. Browers slips Sporforth in, whose first time found Zarate on the far post there. Brower behind him, but loses his touch for Moore to clear. It's the co-coach, Michael Sheridan, on the ball now. He's got Joshua Sansom there, the man from Nelson. North End looked to move the ball very quickly, very fluid. It's a good amount of experience in their squad, and they've picked up a number of youngsters in previous seasons, last couple of seasons from Palmerston North Boys High School. Summerton now with some good skill, finding himself on the edge of the area. Has a go, and that's a sharp effort. Better say than what it looked from Luke, just using his experience to make sure he watched the ball. He shifted it to his twin, Michael Sheridan, whose long ball's got nobody but Daniel Venema chasing. Now Mason Charlton in the 9 that you can just see on the centre circle, just coming into shot now. 2020, I believe, was the Palmerston North Boys High School First 11 Player of the Year, so he's the best footballer to come out of Palmy Boys last year. Rowe almost manages to slip Thistle captain Nicholas Land there. Just back on today. Cooksley gives Venema a bit of a clip behind the ears, and the free kick's called. Venema now bringing it forward. It's turned over for Sheridan in possession. Michael Sheridan, of course, a prominent feature in Marist squads of the past, and as well as for Red Sox Manawatu before things went belly up there, or started to go belly up, we should say. Also featured for Young Heart Manawatu when they were in the old National League, the NZFC as it was in those days. Summerton now slips Zarate, who stayed flat, looking to get a last touch here, and it's another good save from David Luke. Zarate looks to thread the needle down on the byline, but cannot do so. It's Luke again with the goal kick as Crispin Moore dictates matters from the back. It's Sheridan in plenty of space in the middle. Has Sansom playing beside him in that holding midfield role there. Thomas now on his outside. Big raps on him. He used to play higher up the pitch for Palmerston North Boys High School when he was there. He's found a home at left back for North End. He's drawing a lot of high praise from the local media. Alistair Brown down there, doing a good job for the Manawatu standard. It's a great ball there for McDermott, who's onside and gives North End a 2-0 lead. And the grandstand-based VAR has called that onside for sure, as has the assistant referee, and it's Thistle 2-0 down. So a metaphorical mountain to climb here for Waikanae Beach, top 10 holiday park, Gisborne Thistle. May need to give a quick call to Aotearoa Labour Hire to see if there's anyone around who can sort them out. Batarita now bringing it out from the back. We've got a secondary VAR opinion suggesting that it may well have been offside. And Gary Coote's in attendance today, of all people, sporting a magnificent beard. If anybody's not doing anything, you want to get down here to Childers Road Reserve to see Gary Coote's beard, if nothing else. Brunelli now with the throw, attempting to take it from on top of the shoulders of assistant referee Jim Adcock. He's got Venema inside him. Summerton's come deep to get the ball. Finds Yedebek in the bog there on the left-hand side. It's been a damp week in Gisborne, but it's a glorious day today. A little bit of spring in the air. Speaking of spring, Jocelyn meets that on the volley. Well, I'm told has left the strength on the side and moved on to box jumps in the gym. They'll obviously be weighted box jumps, just to show off, but box jumps nonetheless down there at the YMCA. Sporforth now playing with a swagger. Switches and Yedebek will look to catch up with it, which he does. One won't keep in though, and it's McDermott, the man with 2 goals already. Leaves the throw for someone else to take. That someone else is going to be Jacob Cranston, another former Palmerston North Boys High School student, but also a very reasonable racing car driver. He's raced in, I believe it's called the Toyota 86 series, as well as some local speedway stuff. But he's letting his feet do the talking with the ball this week instead of on the pedals. Thistle get possession through Yedebek, but it's turned over. Cooksley up top, another man of significant experience through a number of sides, former Whited Upper United player. May have even won a Chatham Cup with Whited Upper United. If there's anybody in that comment section capable of a bit of research. He's a young Hunt Manawatu man when they existed. And also a few seasons with Palmerston North Marist. He's been at North End since 2018, sort of leading their revolution though. 2016-17, North End just played pretty much the local stuff. Which means that they haven't met too often with Gisborne Thistle. The only other time in recent memory was a Chatham Cup fixture, possibly 2018, a close 2-1 loss to Gisborne Thistle down there at Memorial Park. Looks like Armstrong out there over the free kick at the moment. Pins one in for Batarita to almost clear. Sporforth steps back to help out. As the game just starts to settle down here. Smither at the back. Has Cranston on his right. Fair amount of advice coming from the Thistle club rooms there. Not sure if that was picked up on the FX microphone. Apologies for any language if it was. Summerton exchanges with Brower now and has himself out on the left. Some tidy feet from the local constable. Has Zarate at the far post and jostling on his outside. Thinks about an early cross but neglects to keep it short. Venema now with a smorgasbord of options ahead of him. Looks to find Brower and does, who drives from distance and just outside David Luke's right hand upright. Of course, for anybody unable to flick their phone into landscape format, may struggle to make out 2-0 to Palmerston North End over Gisborne Thistle. It's the visitors with the lead. Luke's goal kick looks for Sheridan again. Referee Chris Niven finds a free kick there for that big bad bully Jaron Brower. Cranston's take goes long, looking for Armstrong at the far post, but it's a clever flick from Brandon Joslin. Gets Sansom on the ball for the first time in a little while. Thomas, who's in possession now for North End. Armstrong's looking for the run of Cooksley, but he's got 3 Thistle defenders around him. This time tries to find McDermott, who's on a hat-trick. But not a third this time as Yedebek carries it away. As Batarita on his inside now, Sporforth with Zarate in space on the right-hand side. Looks to have a go from distance. He's not too far away, but not close enough to concern David Luke. Special g'day to first-time cameraman Tommy McPhee, operating the 3-camera system here today. Unsure if there's an operator on the 3rd one. Luke's goal kick again. As we've lost floor manager Tom, he's been sent to get Rangai Media CEO Shannon Dowsing a drink of water. Cranston with the long throw there, looking for Sansom. Somebody looks at me as if I'm talking to myself. And it's a mulligan. Cranston again with the throw. Has Mason Charlton on his inside. It's been hoisted by Alan Zarate. Then Nick Land is hoisted by Jacob Cranston. Good little skills here from North End, and they've come through it. Charlton now. It's cut out by an alert Yedebek, but he's still in a dangerous position. And McDermott with a slide there could have had his 3rd. Now, a lot of these Palmerston North-based players playing a lot of futsal down in that region. 2 of them today, central football, let alone Manawatu futsal representatives. It's Cooksley and Armstrong. And the skills definitely showed there. Close control through the middle of the field and confidence in their passing. Brunelli now at the back, gets it in the air, looking for Somerton, and Brower picks up the scraps. Finds who they were looking for in the first place. Somerton's rolled it, but it's got no further than Moore. McDermott now manages to play a speculative ball into the middle for Armstrong and Cooksey, who wraps around him. He's on the burst, he's got around Josling, who's going to be careful in his challenge here. Stuart Hill looks to get into it with Lucian Armstrong. Nobody likes being 2-0 down, so understandable if Temper's afraid. Somerton looking to do something about that now, but Luke is alert and cuts that one out. Charlton composed, has Sheridan behind him, who switches for Joey Thomas. We've got a flag up on that occasion. So Armstrong looks perplexed. Unsure whether that's an admission of, won't use the word that I was thinking, but a small error perhaps with the second goal. But never mind, it's on the scoreboard. Stuart Hill's gone long and it's Sansom now in the middle. Another great run, equally as good through ball there. It's Charlton who's got position in the corner for North End. Gets a crossover and Cooksley almost on the end of it. It's read by Brunelli. Sheridan thinks he has time but doesn't, and Zarate cuts him out and looks to find Somerton. He's in a dangerous position here. This is where he does his best work, the Gazelle. Going at players, close control, he's wriggled through 2 and 3, but cut out by Smither at the end there. Jimmy the Gazelle Summerton course sponsored by Alan Kellett Panel and Paint. He's sitting on 12 goals this season. Only about 10 shy of the guy who's going to win the Golden Boot, which is Nicholas Carrick, who could have been at Napier City Rovers this season but elected to stay in the Federation League. If he wants to be at Palmerston North Marist next year, he's going to be in the Federation League again after last night's result. Stranger things have happened though, of course. Back to memories of Havelock North Wanderers picking up Team Taranaki's place when they decided it was all too difficult. Luke now, who's donned the cap. Almost looked as if he was going to take that one short, but they've elected to stay with the status quo. McLean gets up, but doesn't manage to keep that one in Thistle's position. It's then coughed up by Sansom trying to go long. It's a Gisborne Thistle throw about where it would have been. Josling's taken that 1.7 metres ahead of where he was supposed to, so he'll have to do it again. And Zarate decides to donate one to North End. Smither at the back. Has Armstrong quite deep on the left-hand side there. Skips over one challenge and it's Cooksley who's ended up with it. But Zarate again winning the ball. Probably a handful of tackles now that Zarate's stepped back to win. Brower now on the edge of the box for Somerton. Slips Yedderbeck, he'll try to keep it in, and does. Wriggles through and has Sporforth at the top of the box. Curls on with his left, but it's not within the range of concern for David Luke in the goal for Palmerston North End. Been practically one-way traffic for the last sort of 10 to 15 minutes here. Luke again with that goal kick. Cooksley the target this time. It's just evaded him, but it's ended up with Joshua Sansom. Now Lucian Armstrong out on the left there. Cooksley, who's playing up front, but come deep to get that one. It's McDermott now with the chance. It's just gone wide of Stuart Hill's right-hand upright. Thistle just sort of struggling to deal with the movement of the North End players at the moment. Interchanging positions quite a lot. Just got Sanson and Sheridan holding the middle there with Charlton not exactly box to box, but bottom of the centre circle to the attacking area. Dynamic formation, you'd call it. North End playing today. Potentially something they discussed on the good 5 or 6 hour bus trip that they've had up this morning. And if the scoreline stays as it is, they'll have plenty to talk about on the way back. Moore's touch is loose there and it's Zarate again. Believes he's been fouled. Thistle don't get the throw either. Yedderbeck in hard on that challenge. Has Brower now in the middle, skips through one and Zarate is in the clear. Moore again going hard at him. Zarate, to his credit, doesn't react. Yedderbeck trying to get through McDermott. Holds him back a little bit and he's going to find himself in the book here. We'll let the effects speak for themselves there. And I'm sure our southernmost viewer, Aaron Hazard, will absolutely be loving that down in Invercargill. Heard Invercargill, they don't mind a bit of authority. Hopefully things will just settle down here, because that was quite scary. Nobody likes being yelled at. Turns out everybody likes to see someone get yelled at though. Back on the pitch we've got Joey Thomas looking for a speculative ball into the area. Brunelli's there to clear. Brower's there to pick that clearance up. It's only gone as far as Cranston Cooksley now. Good skills again. Excellent throw from Stuart Hill. Has Sporforth in the middle. Just trips on the ball and then gets ran into by Cooksley. Referee Chris Niven's got no sympathy there, and he hopes for a free kick to stop play, and it's like Dan Benamer going in the book now. Hopefully his sponsor, Rotorua Forklift and Machinery Services, might pick up the bill on that one. All the while, Sporforth's still down on the ground after copping a shin to the head of Cooksley. Dynamic Rehab's Ruth Fletcher makes her way on. Check that he might be okay. A little bit of a flashpoint in the fixture there. Seemingly innocuous tug of a shirt by Yedebek, but I suppose professional foul. A couple of quick yellow cards there for Thistle. And they're going to be queuing up for this one in an advantageous position. It's North End captain Patrick Smither standing over the ball. Of course, known throughout the nation for coming second in the Central North Island Apprentice Builder of the Year in 2020. And don't we have some impressive tradesmen in the Federation League? Here he goes now on the pitch. Straight into the chest of Batarita, perhaps the clavicle. And Somerton gets into the apprentice chippy. Somerton, of course, looking for vocational options as he pursues his football career. Anybody out there wants to put something on the table for him, perhaps an apprentice panel beater. Perhaps a camera operator. There he is now, trying to get around Thomas, and Thomas has dragged him down. It's an opportunity for a make-up call there, which has not been taken. North End straight down the other end. Cooksley, he'll be dangerous in this position. He'll travel inside and pull the trigger. Stuart Hill is alert. Biffs one out to Yedebek. Sporforth now just suffering the effects of that boot to the head. Benamer shows some lovely skill there. It's jostling on his right-hand side. But gets it back. Pulls the strings for a little while for Sporforth to knock a diagonal. Yedebek searches into the area. Somerton gets a touch. Zarate now with the deflection. That's an opening goal for Gisborne Thistle. Alan Zarate, sponsored by MediaWorks. Gives Gisborne Thistle something on the scoreboard. Unlucky deflection there. Off the North End defender. Means that David Luke could do nothing about that. Here's Thistle's opportunity to get back into the game. We speak often about that 2-0 lead being anything but secure, and Thistle could arguably have the ascendancy now after having most of the possession here today. And it's the coaches, Cooksley and Sheridan, getting things underway. Josling's attempted cushioned header back has gone no further than Lucian Armstrong. Crosses looking for Cooksley, but finding Brunelli. McDermott has a volley from distance. That one's easy for Stuart Hill. Sporforth now holding possession in the middle. Yedebek and Brunelli keep it nice and calm there. Stuart Hill has this one easy to clear. Zarate gets on the end of it, but under attention from Cranston. The header finds its way to David Luke. Smither the builder. Coughs that one up for Brower. His touch is loose and Sheridan Bailey picks that one up. Sansom now in the middle. Of course, former captain of the Nelson Marlborough Falcons in the National Youth League. Land now in the middle. Manages to carry on, but Cranston picks up the scraps there. Sheridan under attention from Zarate and has a kick out. That's something that the referee needs to keep an eye on. It's all hugs and handshakes now, but that's definitely one worth tapping the screen a couple times for to catch the replay off. Sheridan not a man to mess with. He's famous around Palmerston North, and particularly fielding for saving a man's life by smashing a window with his fist when, excuse the tone, but he was taking a piss at a next door neighbour's party and saw smoke billowing out. Here we go, North End though. Not the time to interrupt a story like that. But Charlton's had the chance to restore that 2-goal buffer for Palmerston North End. He hasn't. Anyway, back to Sheridan. So he's on the balcony urinating, just to be clear. Seen the smoke coming out a couple houses down. Decided to take matters into his own hands and punch through a window. Dived through the window to drag a man who was fast asleep out of the house. Both survived. And now he's a hero. Corner now from Armstrong. Isn't quite heroic. We're going to need something here with a ball almost making its way onto the pitch. Batarita looks long and has Yedebek. Cushions it for Sporforth on his inside, who skips around Charlton and looks to find Jimmy the Gazelle Summerton in a good position. He's going to touch this. David Luke's done well there. Plenty of experience. Of course, those used to watching North End will expect to see Matt Byron in goal for them, but no longer. He's had enough. Which means that David Luke is the man. Veneman now travelling forward. It's North End in position now. Thomas has it. The ball's virtually stopped. That's helped him to get around Sporforth. He's only fed that one through to Stuart Hill. Brunelli now at the back for Thistle, the Uruguayan. Through to Batarita, the Spaniard. Jostling the Englishman, has it on the right. And he can't get around Thomas, the Kiwi. That's North End's not only best player, but also Instagram king Nathan Cooksley, very deep, but Sporforth has a go from distance, and that can't have been far away. Looking for Smither to get the measuring tape out on that one. Luke goes short this time for Smither. Cooksley now for Charlton. Sansom and now Cranston. It's Crispin Moore at the back there for North End. Last time he was in Gisborne was a 5-1 loss playing for Red Sox Manawatu in the 2016 Federation League. He's doubled the bounty this time at least. We'll see if they can get home with 3 points. Moore, of course, a South African national. Moved to Gisborne when he was younger with his parents. Sorry, moved to Palmerston North, I should say, rather. He's only been to Gisborne twice. Fantastic place to move, though, if anyone's looking for opportunity. Cranston's throw, and he goes as far as Yedderbeck. Through Brower, now has Somerton. And to show off the skills. Heavy attention from Sandsman. He's wriggled through that. Hasn't got past Moore. Very distinctive figure in those long dreadlocks. Hazard, I guess he's been growing those since 5 years ago when he was last in Gisborne. Sporforth sprays and finds Josling, who would look fantastic with dreadlocks. Venema looks for Nick Land. It's cut out by Smither. Keep an eye on that duel there between Zarate and Sheridan. Armstrong on the left. Thwarted by Nicholas Land, sponsored by Morcliodo Herefords up the coast there. Recently had another bull sale. I didn't think that was that funny, but they have. And they sold some bulls. Here's Somerton now at the top of the box, looking for some space, but he's found Nicholas Land instead. Yedderbeck's cross goes no further than Moore. Cooksley now, definitely the danger man. Would you call that a back pass? Not so sure. Vatarisa now, Thistle and Brower. Clipped one to find Josling. He's got Zarate on his inside and Somerton at the far post, which is the one he tries to pick out, but Moore clears that. We've got the bagpipe somewhere, but it's not here. Sporforth lays for Brower on the edge of the area. Somerton gets it back to him. A cheeky dink there. Can't bring anything of consequence for Gisborne Thistle. Long punt from David Luke. Remember the co-commentators in the comments section last week letting us know that Bailey Butler Easton for Levin was a goal scorer this year from his hands. You'd think David Luke's got that within the locker with a punt like that. Smither now, with plenty of time at the back. As we inch towards half-time here at Childers Road Reserve. Cranston's kept that one. Sheridan looks for McDermott again. Stuart Hill's out and ready. Yedderbeck coming out of with it here for Thistle, the Czech Republic national. Very much a United Nations back five for Thistle, you'd call it. Venema, of course, Kiwi by birth, but a proud Dutchman. Smither wanders over and tells Jacob Cranston to get in behind. He'll be looking for Cooksley on this one. He's got no further than Yedderbeck though. McDermott now on the ball for North End. There's Sansom in the middle. Thomas gets in on the act from left back. Looked like he was going to let one go from a distance there, but he didn't. Found Cooksley ahead of him, and now Armstrong's cross, which is charged down by Brandon Josling. Brunelli looks for the chip and chase without a chase. This will go searching for that equaliser as we head towards half time here. No brass band today, but they will be back. Rest assured. Absolute hit with the locals. Just dancing in the aisles of the grandstand. A few even managed a little bit of a clap in time to the music, some not in time to the music. Brown now for Thistle. Zarate attempts a forward-facing bicycle kick from 35 yards on the angle. Thomas has sent that one no further than Brandon Josling. Nicholas Land popping up on the right-hand side for Zarate. Gets it back and looks for Summerton, but only finds Crispin Moore. Smither now for North End as his co-coach Michael Sheridan. Now Jacob Cranston looking for Mason Charlton's run, who might get onto this, just not quite. Stuart Hill takes that one quickly. There's Batarita for Venema. Zarate steps over that one, but there's nobody making the run behind him. Here's Sansom. Finds Cranston rather on his right. He's going to get around Yedderbeck. And the friendly locals try to find reason to influence the referee. Yedderbeck pleads his innocence. Could argue that the first punishment was harsh and that's why he's escaped the second one there. Cranston's cross has Smither. It's a little deflection off the shoulder of Sporforth by the looks of it for a corner which Lucian Armstrong will mosey on over and take. You're looking for the head of Crispin Moore here. Tall, dreadlocked figure. Cooksley a little bit shorter, but with even longer dreadlocks. Perhaps the inspiration for Crispin Moore. Armstrong in the area, clips one. Cooksley's unmarked in the middle, but it doesn't make its way to him. And I say Crispin Moore's only been to Gisborne twice, but there's every chance that he's been to the Rhythm and Vines Festival, and if he wants to go again, there's a raffle running in the Thistle club rooms. It's even been shared online. Proceeds going to the Cancer Society. Rhythm and Vine supplying the tickets. Only 2 days of your choice, I believe. Armstrong there has a speculative goal on the angle. It's comfortably over Stuart Hill's crossbar. There's a no rush here to get on with the goal kick. Thistle have calmed things down after that tough start. And that's the half-time whistle here. Sees Turbine Residential Palmerston North End 2, Waikanae Beach Top 10 Holiday Park Gisborne Thistle 1. 45 minutes left for Thistle to retain their claim for that second position. See you back shortly unless floor manager Tom sends me out to find someone to talk to. Right, welcome back. Everyone's going to make their way into their positions. Referee Chris Niven is going to give a hearty blow on that whistle, and Jimmy the Gazelle Somerton is going to kick the ball to one of his teammates, and we'll be back underway. Just managed to navigate my way to the comments section of the YouTube broadcast. Of course, if you're clicking on the link through Facebook, you're going to need to go into the YouTube app if you want to get involved with those comments, where you can like and subscribe to Rangai Media, and you'll be able to see a couple of pieces of information, one from Craig Smither, who is Patrick Smyther's father. Patrick, of course, likes to carry the eye to distinguish himself from Waylon Smithers, of course the Simpsons character who tends after C. Montgomery Burns. None other than Donald Piper, the Massey University head coach and Central Football Chief Operations Manager, coming through with that linguistic prowess to let us know about that error, that oversight. And Patrick, or Craig, I'm sorry if I get it wrong, I'll go with Smither from now on, or at least I'll try to. Thistle down 2-1 here, their last home game of the season, second to last game of the season at all. Great little exchange here, Captain Nicholas Land and Alan Zarate. It's Joey Thomas who clears that one up. Only goes as far as Jimmy Somerton. He has Yedderbeck in acres of space out on the left, but he's travelled to look for a shot, which he can't quite get off. But Land's got free in the area, and he's been tugged at by a Smither, and that's an opportunity to get level for Gisborne Thistle. Nicholas Land, of course, one of the nicest guys in football, so if he gets touched, he's probably going to get the call. It's Batarita who steps up to take the penalty. Eagle-eyed amongst us will notice that Palmerston North End have made a substitution. It's Alex Bowden, another former Palmerston North Boys High School student, or graduate I should say, coming on. We'll just have to count heads to see who he's come on for. And Batarita converts from the spots and gets the ball dived on at his feet from David Luke. Batarita just trying to show the urgency there to get the ball and try and score again for Thistle. But Luke's got on top of that one slightly too late. That's what you meant to do before the ball goes in the goal, of course, but penalties, of course, are a tricky thing to negotiate. Of course, not a lot of familiarity with the North End players. Difficult to spot who that substitution is. It might be in the comment section by now. I'm not going to get my phone out just yet. Zarate now in possession for Thistle, looks to nutmeg Thomas, and he's just gone through him instead. Gets the crossover, but there's nobody there. And that's the new man on the pitch, Bowden. Looks like Mason Charlton that's gone off. He's wearing the 9 with the ponytail. Caused a bit of a shuffle, so Lucian Armstrong's gone up top. Cooksley's back into the midfield. And Sporforth sends one into the area for Thistle. It's cleared by Thomas, only as far as Brandon Jocelyn. Cooksley touches one down, and Zarate thought he had a gift. That means the goal scorer Ryan McDermott's out here on the near side now, the left-hand side for Palmerston North End. Cooksley seems to be sitting deeper, which means that Josh Sanson is a little bit further forward. Venom now for Thistle has Brandon Josling on his right. Just loses his footing and donates one to Smither. Thomas finds Armstrong. McDermott looking to overlap, but Venema is alert. Summerton now on the end of that one, but didn't continue with it. And Sheridan, the hero. Saves lives and plays through balls. Brow has picked up on that one though. As Zarate outside him. Sporforth alert to the threat of McDermott. Spends a little while longer than usual and has a go from distance. Trying to catch David Luke out there, but a man of his experience, he'll be looking to preserve his board as well and truly. Luke looks for Cranston, whose clever flicks gone the wrong way. Land leaves a throw for Yedebek. Brunelli here, who's on the pitch thanks to the support of the Tillman Holdsworth family. We also have a significant hand in Batarita's player sponsor Martai, the research facility there. Sporforth there hits one from 25. It's just bent, but it's bent into the hands of David Luke, and let's see what kind of punt he's carrying this time. It's long and true. Cranston heads over to take the throw. Bowden's jacked up by Yedebek. And Cullen Sporforth, sponsored by Diggett Gizzy, is there again to clean up the section. Brunelli travels forward, but can't get his long ball past Cooksley. He's got another chance here though. And a squared ball to Brower. Does a lot better. Brower's through ball's met by just a half touch by Moore, which was enough for Smither to come away with it. Summerton's nudged him off the ball and then looks to find Zarate, who'll hit this first time. And with a bit of luck, Summerton almost looked to have got on the end of it. Somehow he's ended up with the throw here. Could have been a deflection. Yedebek has Brunelli behind him, who sends it into the area. Land through traffic. It's picked up for his push on Cooksley. Now you're going to hope that come the day those dreadlocks of Cooksley's come off, they're going to be donated to science or something like that. He's had them since everyone's known him, potentially even born with them, which would have been one fairly unique experience for the mother. But Talita almost caught out there. Perhaps having an out-of-body experience of his own. McDermott's found Sheridan on the edge of the area, but he's also found offside. by nothing more than a heel perhaps. Some keen work from assistant referee Kaylee Knight. Bit of consternation there from Sheridan. Hedebek gets away with that one. Has Land ahead of him, but Luke's off his line to pick that one up. Sansom in the middle now, picked up by Sporforth, who'll go through. Just had to peek through your fingers at that one, waiting for the big challenge. Land has a go from distance into Moore. Cooksley sprays for no one. Interesting little moment there. Special g'day to Lockie popping up in the comments section there, just to confirm that confirmation of born with dreadlocks. Perhaps that's why they called him Nathan. Jocelyn's cross gets the attention of both centre backs, and the South African one's coming away with it. Somerton, little tricky touch, can't get past Cranston that time. Remains on 12 goals for the season. I'm sure he'd like 15. Somerton on the ball again here. Loses out that time. Now remember here, Thistle needs the 3 points to secure that second place. Secure the chance at that second place, I should say. McDermott there, a little bit further out than the first couple. Sends that one rolling into Stuart Hill's hands. Brower shows up deep and wide to get it, and he's strong, the man sponsored by Poltron Composites. And you wonder if he had been available for a few of Thistle's away games, as Hedebek has a go from distance here. If Brower had been available for a few more games, it could have been the extra sort of 3 or 4 points Thistle needed to be contending for promotion this season. It's been a fantastic re-entry into the league for Garrett Blair's men. And if he offered second or third place at the start of the season, I'm sure the club would happily accept it. Coming up against heavyweights like Palmerston North Marist and clubs with history like New Plymouth Rangers. So it's a loose touch there from Smither. He's recovered as far as Sonata, and almost another deflected goal. Thomas Hart would have been in his mouth there. Sporforth heads over to take the corner. It's low and hard. It's met by Brunelli, but you won't be able to see this on the coverage. The sun just sort of sets to the right of the grandstand as we view it, and anything coming from that corner is an absolute lottery. You'll see North End goalkeeper David Luke with the cap on. He'll be wanting sunglasses. How are you? Thomas there manages to get through the challenge of Zarate. That ball's just left Sheridan there. Almost as if he was still loading on the far side. Sporforth deep, looks to find Yedebek, but can't on that occasion. Speaking of out-of-body experiences, I've just been approached by the man who, when I was 5 years old, taught me how to jump a skipping rope. I could probably say that he didn't teach me how to do it very well, but almost felt as if my eyes were the camera that you're watching this through, and I thought, you're standing in front of the camera, mate, what are you doing? Tried to be polite, but of course it doesn't matter. I'm sitting about 3 rows behind floor manager Tom today. And Rangai Media CEO Shannon Dowsing's head camera operator today to the left. All feedback welcome in the comments section on the camera work. I think there's already been one from Papa Craig. Yedebek slips Summerton now. We've got Land in the middle who turns and sends it just wide. Everybody thought that was in, the whole grandstand, waiting for the net to burst. But instead the thing just sailed by. Land really stepping forward now. You've got Sporforth and Brow behind him. It's McDermott now for North End. Back to Smither, who is, of course, a fully qualified builder, for those that can't see the comments, because you've not opened the YouTube app to access those. Brunelli's copped a smack in the face there, but given away the free kick. And North End's longest serving player, Jordan Tekoro, has popped up on the sideline. Sheridan's popped up at the far post, totally unmarked, and it's North End taking a 3-2 lead. Totally innocuous there. And just like the time he saved a man's life from a burning inferno, he might have won the 3 points here for North End, because that came out of absolutely nowhere. Shell-shocked Gisborne Thistle after clawing their way back from 2-0 down, now find themselves trailing again. With a bit of luck here, this could turn into an absolute classic. There's definitely goals available. A couple of chances spurned this half already for Gisborne Thistle. That might be what they needed to light the fire under them. They're going to have a corner here from that dangerous side. The local knowledge suggests that this should be as close to the goalkeeper as possible. You'll see guys' hands go up in front of their faces here, trying to shield themselves from that setting sun. The only person who's going to know where it's going really is Sporforth. Just taking a moment to set it up exactly right. It's gone low. It's been spotted by Brow, but come away with by Cooksley, who's seen Stuart Hill off his line. Puts him under a bit of pressure, but he's composed on that occasion, Stuart Hill. Yedebek's been jacked up there, and he's paying for his sins of the past. Stuart Hill's off his line, and he's going to concede. He's done very well to get back and still face that ball. Sheridan would have been talking about that one all the way back to Dannevirke and beyond. Now, North End have some experienced heads here. They're in an advantageous position. Thistle were well and truly in control, but Now they've got something to respond to. Brunelli's gone around the outside there on Jacob Cranston. He's got Zarate ahead of him, who's used good body shape to hold on to that. Sporforth has Josling on his right and plenty of space. He'll be able to make this. He's got the Gazelle on his inside, who he does get the ball to. He'll travel across the top of the area and look to release one. They haven't let him onto his left foot. That's good defending from McDermott. Josling blasts one into Joey Thomas. Land gets into the area, manages to get a ball over, and Brower was waiting to get on the end of that. Crispin Moore stood strong and chested it out for another corner. Finds Brower that time, Sporforth. He's only managed to flick it on. And it's a north end throw. Zarate very kind. Goes and retrieves the ball for his visitors. Cranston throw looking for Bowden. Goes no further than Brunelli. Yedebek puts a bit of heat on Smither. He's found McDermott. Josling's found Brower, courtesy of a deflection. Now things will get pretty hectic here as we move through the half. Josling's put in a big challenge. And down the bottom there, if that's the extent of the north end bench, I'm mildly disappointed because we're going to miss out on seeing future Dr. Seamus Moffat, who's fresh out of managed isolation and quarantine after his trip to Peru. Might have got called in this morning. Matarita now for Thistle. Standing strong at the back and switching for Venema, getting the Dutchman involved. Thomas looks to send that one into the grandstand. He's only got it on the bounce. Thistle now in the attacking half, looking to take something here. Summerton on the far post, but he's called offside. Bit of chat in the crowd here about where that offside infringement occurred. Interesting concept, I guess, placing a commentator in the crowd. Something that our broadcasting pioneers at Sky Sport could perhaps look into. Wouldn't want to do that at many of the rugby games. Cranston's tried to keep that one in, but it's a throw for Thistle just inside their attacking half. Cooksley and Sheridan, the co-coaches, exchange in the midfield. I've got Armstrong up top. That's somebody they can trust. And he's looking likely here. Spalforth tracks back well, and little chipped cross is met by Stuart Hill. Armstrong, of course, another former Palmerston North Marist player, but he also had a bit of time at Stop Out down in Wellington, who are the traditional thwarters of any promotion bid coming from the Central Federation League. Got a number of scalps over previous seasons, but haven't managed to stay in the Central League themselves. Speaking of which, Wainui Armada, who are gone the whole season winless, they'll be looking forward to that one coming to a close, losing their best player from last year in Colin Gould, and the goals went with him. Josling's cross, cannons into McDermott, and Smith is elected to clear in front of Luke. Thistle are going to be going to a back four here. Venema shifting to left back. And Leo Macy, who's sponsored by the Happy Fruit Company, coming in to get a couple goals. Yedebek comes off. Maisie goes up top. Former Western Springs junior. Has plenty to offer. Brunelli wins that one. Some heavy attention on Armstrong. Sheridan goes after Spalforth, but he gets rid of it before he can. Venema loops one over to Macy, who brings it down on the chest very tidily. Of course, started the season with Gisborne United, but realised that greater opportunities were in front of him on the blue side of town. Spalforth sprays. Has Brower on his right. He's looking for the byline, and he's found it before he can get his crossover. Perhaps something requiring a little bit of extra emphasis. Maybe a line of cones courtesy of Pro Traffic or something like that. Behind that byline, just to let people know that it's there. Northland now in possession of the back. Unsure if you picked up a little exchange there on the effects microphone. There's a rowdy bunch on the far side of the pitch who are yelling out all sorts of advice. Unsure if it has anything to do with football. Believe they may be acquaintances of Cullen Spalforth, but I wouldn't want to tar him with that brush. They may be under the influence of a certain something. But we're okay, don't worry, you don't need to call the authorities. Just need a couple more goals for Gisborne Thistle here to get the 3 points in the bag. Spalforth, a great strike in itself. The direction of it was straight at David Luke, however. He's found Armstrong with his kick. Clever one. And Bowden's in an offside position and finished for the moral victory, if nothing else. Just have to issue a retraction. I've just seen Spalforth's mates, and those ones on that far side, they're not his. Cullen's friends are in the grandstand with their arms crossed and their legs folded, or whatever the saying is. enjoying the ambience here. Thomas concedes the throw there. It's Josling who's going to take it. Land showing up in the pocket again. Looks to get one over. And we're going to have another mulligan. Sporforth knocks one into Cooksley's head, and the deflection's found Venema at the far post. Of course, was not offside because the deflection's come off Cooksley. So the assistant referee's done exceptionally well there. Just co-commentator Lockie coming to save the day again here. We're under advice that Lucian Armstrong, is Palmerston North End's strongest player, is rolling with a 75 kilogram bench press, which is probably in excess of his body weight and nothing to be sniffed at. Batarita from distance, looks for the deflection of Land, but it's a goal kick there. And finally now, with a mere 15 and 20 minutes at best to go into the fixture, that comment section's finally come to life. So tip for rookies, don't settle for the link on Facebook. Open up the YouTube app, head to the Rangai Media channel, and you'll find the fixture broadcast there. You can join in with all these luminaries of Palmerston North who are showing up in the comment section. Just seen Brunelli headbutt Joshua Sanson in his posterior. So Maisie looks to get involved on that far side. Brower and Zarate, a tidy exchange for Josling again. Now Zarate again. He's taken Cooksley out of the game here and let him back into it. Josling's cross is to the far post. Gazelle's got his head on the end of it, but it's fallen into David Luke's hands. He's not got all of that one, but he's got enough of it. Brower's close control. Sees him with possession there. Goes to the nutmeg, but it's kidded. And then a little kick out from McDermott, which has been ignored. We've got a stoppage here. Not sure if referee Neville was telling Fletcher Stewart Hill to shave his beard then. Perhaps to be continued after the match. And third time lucky we've got a restart. Land coming deeper this time to get it. Batarita's got Maisie atop of him. Sporforth begging for it in the middle. Batarita's gone into the area and he's found Jaron Brower. Luke's in no hurry here and shares a pleasant conversation with Thistle captain Nicholas Land. Both very experienced men. Summerton just gets on the end of that one. He's in space. Macy gets the equaliser at the far post for Thistle. Leo Macy. The substitute pops up. He's in the right area and he's brought Thistle back to parity. And here we go, these last sort of 10 to 15 minutes, depending on the amount of added time, could be very, very entertaining. North End, nothing to lose. Thistle, a lot of prestige to gain. If they can get that second spot in their first season back in the league, ahead of the likes of Whanganui Athletic, they'll be ahead of Palmerston North Marist. They'll be rid of Havelock North Wanderers for next season, and it'll be another keen promotion push. You can see the energy lift already from both sides. North End may be thinking they'd done enough to get away with it. And they're looking dangerous here. Bowden from distance. Stuart Hill stayed on his line. That's McDermott. Strong challenge from Josling there. Sporforth gets around Cooksley. There's Venema ahead of him, but Maisie will work hard and get onto this. Venema tries to find him again, but not to be on this occasion. Bowden, who's now a lot deeper. Sheridan believes he's had a handball out of Benelli and he's going to find himself on the wrong side of the referee now. Very spicy here. Macy oozing confidence now, has Somerton, his fellow teenager, ahead of him. Somerton's cross is dangerous. Thomas clears from inside the 6-yard box. Good bit of defensive sweeping from the left back there. Bowden's put Armstrong away, the strongest man in the North End squad. You'd think a fully qualified builder like Smither wouldn't bother getting in the gym. Looks like we've got a substitution coming up for Palmerston North End here, and it is indeed Jordan Tekoro coming on for the man who's got 2 goals, Ryan McDermott. Tekoro, of course, if you want to catch him on Twitter, at JTKPNC. I'll leave you to figure out what the acronym stands for. It's fairly obvious. He's looked to take up a position on the left-hand side, straight swap for McDermott perhaps. He's identified the danger of Zarate. It's going to be Cranston with the throw here again. That crowd on the far side, I don't know if we can get it a little bit closer to them, but they're having a great time. And if we can identify them, that's where the party is tonight. Macy's done well to slip that one through to Venema. Sporforth's long ball's looking for Somerton. It's an under-hit back pass there from Moore, and David Lukes dealt with it very, very well. Venema might be finding himself the butt of a couple of jibes from that crowd on the far side. Is it a travelling renter crowd, perhaps? Or is it just our friendly local rivals spreading themselves around the place? Armstrong now for North End. There's Sheridan on his inside, on the burst for sure. It's a great sliding challenge from Brandon Josling. Keeps things level on the scoreboard. Not much more than 5 minutes left here. Has indeed been an enjoyable game to watch. It's a north end corner. Opportunity for the tall timber to get forward. One's cleared by Brunelli. Just out of Macy's reach and in possession of Moore now on the edge of the area. Who's crossed, if you can call it that. But it's got to Stuart Hill. It looks to go long and it does so. Someone's will look to keep that one in, but can't quite make it. Just while Moore's taking this throw, take the opportunity to thank our funding partners, New Zealand Community Trust, Grassroots Trust and the TAB New Zealand for the extra financial support just to get us through the season. Heard rumours that Alexander Eagleston's going to be providing the commentary down at Guthrie Park next week. So it might be the last you'll hear from me. I'm not sure if he knows who's bankrolling the season from a Thistle perspective. So thanks again to all the sponsors. You can see them on the far side. You can see them on the kit. And if you go back through Rangai Media's catalogue of coverage from the season, you'll hear all about them. We've got a few minutes to play here still. Could be a couple goals in it by the looks. The game's really opened out. Thistle are going to be pushing for that victory. A point to possibly consolidate fourth or fifth. Fifth, of course, is the lowest they could finish. North End can't reach that top five. Somerton now.
Good call, ref.
Moore's desperate challenge on Maisie prevents him from getting into the area. Venema gets a loopy crossover. Luke's come out to get it and does well. Strong from the almost 38-year-old. It's Batarita now at the other end. Brunelli has Josling outside of him. Be bordering on referee's time here. Land has a go from distance, and it's like Luke may have got a paw on that, but not according to the officials. As we reach the 90th minute, really is now or next season for Thistle if they want that second spot. Unless, of course, something extremely strange has happened down at Donnelly Park in Levin. I assume that we're currently correct. Congratulating Havelock North Wanderers for the title win and promotion playoff berth. And Thistle need to score a goal here if they want to be in that second place. North End, of course, have, you'd think, no more than 2 minutes to spoil the party here. Tekoro demanding it on the left, but not getting it. Te Koro then falling on the wrong side of Big Royden Owen on the sideline for this week. Jostling now. Summerton and Akers at the far post. If he hits this, he's just held off and Moore's nicked it away from him. Venom now with the throw. Land's being dragged back. Sporforth in position now. Jostling. Another good ball into the area. Has a little flick, but not enough to trouble Luke. We're getting into last kick of the game territory now. Just watch for that whistle going to referee Chris Niven's mouth. This will need to get this forward if they want to get something. And by the way things are going today, you'd say that Niven might love the theatre and just see if he can let things go for a little bit longer here. Thistle heading into the area. Low cross. It's just evaded Nicholas Land. Macy will keep it in. But Cranston will look to secure the points. Venema goes back for Batarita. Niven goes for a wipe of the nose instead of a blow of the whistle. Macy steps over. Has Batarita in the area. He's just got to square it and he threads the needle from the tightest of angles for a winner for Gisborne Thistle. Incredible scenes. You'd say time's up on the clock. Batarita, everybody just stared at him and he's gone and passed it into the net. Got the ball people in on the celebration, the team's around him, and this will just need to protect their line here, and surely that's it. And we predicted entertainment and we've got it here. A 7-goal thriller. Last one coming in the 92nd minute. Stuart Hill needs to watch his line here and they just need to get that ball a long way away. Macy's tracked well. Won the free kick and that's probably enough for Thistle. They just take their time over this one. Should be enough for the Jags. And Sheridan's just copped a yellow for dissent. That'll be the end of him today, and something to discuss on the bus trip home, and no doubt it'll come out in the club rooms. They're giving him a good little send-off. Niven will insist that he gets off the pitch and probably wait for him to do so and then blow the whistle as soon as the ball's in the air, you'd think. And as predicted, the show's over. Michael Sheridan's not happy, but the home crowd is. And Gisborne Thistle are still in touch for that second place. Thanks for your company today. Look forward to perhaps the show going on the road next week, Guthrie Park and Havelock North, for our final fixture of the season. Thanks again and enjoy the rest of your weekend.